Hello everyone, this is the FPL Trio. I'm Pulkit, and as always, I'm joined by my co-hosts Daniel and Michael. Michael, how's it going?
Going pretty good. So good weeks, and it's going to be one long weekend without FPL. So hopefully it can be good. How about you, Daniel?
Yeah, I'm doing great as always. And as you mentioned, yeah, it's the international break, so it's gonna be a boring weekend. Hopefully, we can go outside and see the sun. But yeah, and you took it all good with you as well.
Yeah, all good, and looking forward to the game week starting, even though it's still international break. It feels a bit stale with not many price changes also happening, so FPL is a bit relaxed mode on. But let's do our game week 7 team review. So every week we do our game week team review and we discuss some plans. So, like always, we start with you, Daniel.
Sure, yeah. So finally, a green arrow. I think I was on like 3 or 4 in a row. That's because I captain Saka. I think, people who had him or captained him were the biggest winners. 32 points, 2 goals, 1 assist, 3 bonus points. That was really good. But yeah, overall, I would say I think across the board for everyone, it was a low scoring game week. I think everyone blanked except for Saka, Trent, who has always been reliable, and Rico Lewis. He got an assist that he conceded 2, so he only has 4 points. And I also have Dalot on my bench who got 6 points. He got a clean sheet versus Villa, which was unexpected, I think, by many of us. And yeah, man, I'm up to 1.49 million. I was at around 2.5 million, I think. So yeah, hopefully that I can keep trending up.
Yeah, yeah, looks good.
Yeah.
And Haaland, did
I
you
mean,
curse him, Daniel?
And it seems like I did. I think one of my friends was even telling me that FPL Raptor, I think he got up with him. He also got him at the same time. And
Yeah, yeah.
he said that you can blame him for that talent curse. I mean, looks like maybe I did that too. But you know what? I mean, I didn't captain him for both game weeks. So if he had returned, it would have hurt me like negatively in the ranks. So I'm not too upset about that. So hopefully from next week onwards, he starts performing because I'm going to be captaining him.
Yeah, yeah, looks good. So, talking about next week, let's see your bus team then.
Yeah. So, sorry. As of now, no transfers, but there's still, as we mentioned earlier, like more than a week until the deadline, so that might change. But what I have made some changes. Diogo Dalot comes into the side to start to that back four. I'm liking he's getting good points, and they're playing Brentford, who have been scoring a lot, but I feel like he could perform well. And anyways, Simon is playing Arsenal and Smith Rowe is playing Villa, but I might still bring in Smith Rowe because I think I saw somewhere online that he's been like so far at least like Gordon last year in home games he's been returning like every single home game, and then in away games he's been blanking. So they're playing Villa at home. It's still Villa, they're a good team. So I do have to think about it in the next few days. Yeah, Haaland captaincy. They're playing Wolves. Wolves have been pretty good. I think they have not picked up a win yet this season, so I'm expecting a lot of goals there. And I do have 2 transfers to tinker with if I want to do anything.
Do you have any plans in your mind to
Yeah,
transfer?
actually, I don't know. I forgot to mention this. Jackson. I mean, if not, I want to keep Diaz, but I don't know if it's gonna be with Chelsea. We'll see. But Nicholas Jackson, I think, is like the most popular person to leave my team. Probably Solanke. But again, we didn't mention it. But Saka, I think everyone saw that he got hurt in the international break. So if the injury turns out to be a major one, I'm gonna have to think a lot about it. Maybe get in Son as a differential. But yeah, I think for now it's just wait and see to see if any more injuries come by, to see how long Saka's out for, if he's gonna miss any time at all. So I think for now I'm just gonna wait and see what happens.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with you. I think it's always good to be patient in international break because as we already saw, there are some injuries creeping up, and by the end of next week, who knows, there might be more. So we might be thankful that we did not jump on these transfers and kept them.
Exactly, yeah. And after what happened when I wildcarded to get all the press games and lost so many points, I decided to stop chasing those games because Mbeumo is a big character to bring in, and he actually wrote a press a few days ago, but I'm not gonna do it. I'll wait until the end just to be safe. I don't wanna, mess it up again. So yeah, I think I've stopped chasing money gains at this point. and I'm gonna wait until the end to see who's fit and who's not.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, same for me as well. All right, then let's look at Michael team now.
Yeah. So for me this week, everything just went against me. I mean, statistically speaking, his
Yeah.
play should have done well, but fantasy football and Arsenal just wiped me out this week. So, like, in my defense and goalkeepers, I tripled up in Arsenal defense against Southampton. You would think they would have kept a clean sheet there, but unfortunately they didn't. Davis got 0 for me, which is not great. And with Trent, the only one that was getting into points. And my midfield, only Palmer that got a return. Salah, for some reason, got subbed off early, which dented anything there. But thankfully, Cunha scored a 9 in my first weekend. That was the highlight of my week. And somehow Watkins did not score a goal at all against a very weak Man United team. So that's a very surprising thing for me. And that killed me in this week, especially when Haaland blanked. And if he went well, I think I would have been going up the ranks quite well.
Yeah, I agree with Haaland plan. It may have been a good chance to gain points with the captaincy. And of course, Watkins against United felt like a great one, to be honest. Like when we played the wildcard in Gameweek 6, I saw the United fixture as not that good for Watkins, which is why I compromised on him and didn't keep him, because I thought if I kept him, it would have been only for that Game week 6 fixture that was Ipswich away, where he did get a goal. But
And then
in
it's
Game 6, when United played Spurs, it started feeling like that United are the team to target. So then in the very next week, when United got a clean sheet against Villa, it just shows how FPL is.
Yeah, definitely.
yeah. And also to your Arsenal triple up, I'm such a shame that they didn't get a clean sheet. I mean, I was so upset as well. I mean, as an Arsenal fan, I also have a double Arsenal defense, so I think bad luck on your side.
Yeah. So I think from next week, Arsenal has that free run of games where it's so hard, where I'm probably going to sell it from next week, and I might not have a triple up in defense when they do start having that good run from game week 12.
Makes sense. At least you got it right with the Smith Rowe benching. So
That's the first time I've heard this season. So, yep.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, basically, if Smith Rowe is on Michael's bench and he blanks, that already shows all hell broken loose, because players who should have got the points are still not getting the point.
Exactly. Let's just hope it turns the ship next week.
Yeah, and I was also going to mention this Arsenal thing. I don't think they had a huge XG, could be somewhere around 0.5, 0.6 only for Southampton. And again, Gabriel in this game looked like he'd scored a header or a goal. Gabriel in every game looks like he comes close to scoring a header goal.
Yeah, it's does seem like that. And he's now 6.2 also. So it makes it very hard for me to sell him and buy him back later if I do really want him. So yeah, it's going to be a very tough.
Yep. All right, then talking about next week, let's look into your burst team.
Yeah. So for my boss team, this is the last week I'm ever going to rely on my defense. That's because everyone else in my bench is sort of all playing best teams. So triple up Arsenal, and I'm also doubling up on Ipswich. I'm only doing the double up in Ipswich because DCL doesn't seem to be scoring as much since I've got him. So I'm just hoping that it stays that way. And then I have 3 in the midfield and forwards. And I know most people will probably not have Cunha starting against the Man City team, but as we've seen the last 3 weeks, they just keep leaking goals, even though they're scoring like 3, 4, 5 goals. So I think he can at least get 1 goal in this game, like assist at least. And then, yeah, benching, Smith Rowe, and MDB also.
Yeah, there, Michael, I'd to say that NDD is actually does have a good game against Southampton, and the way it looks like with Leicester, NDD looks like one of the key players in that team. In fact, I was looking at getting one of their players. I might not do that, but I thought a Leicester player could be good, like Bonanote, who got 4 returns already. So this fixture looks quite good for Leicester, don't you think?
I mean, it seems to be good. Like, that's probably one that I haven't considered as of yet. But since you've said that, I will definitely think about that because I don't really like that double up in Ipswich. So, yeah, thankfully we have another week to decide.
Yeah, exactly. All right,
Uh,
good.
I'm also looking, I mean, because if you don't own Haaland, Captaincy looks like it's going to be a bit tough this week, right?
Yeah.
And Chelsea and Liverpool play each other, Cunha plays City, and Watkins play Fulham. I mean, who aren't bad. Yeah, like it could go anyway now.
Yeah, so captaincy is definitely hard, especially when Haaland and Salah are playing each other,
Yeah.
and no Haaland also. But at the moment, it's Watkins, hoping that he does bounce back after not scoring last week. But impossible. Like Eze might be another option also because against Liverpool he did almost score, but
Yeah.
he took that. He didn't take that first touch, so we'll see how it goes this week. But I'm 90% sure it's still going to be Watkins.
But I think even Salah could be a good option because Chelsea are not defending that well. Like they're attacking well, but they're not defending that well. And Salah, if I'm not wrong, he has a great record against the top 6. I think I saw somewhere that in around 90 games against the top 6, Salah has like 76 returns or something. So that is quite promising. And I think the way to challenge Haaland, at least in my mind, it's better to do it with a midfielder because of the extra point.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. And I'm just looking at stats also. Yeah. Against the top 6, including 3 games he had with Chelsea, he scored 42 goals against top 6 in the Premier League. So, which is actually pretty good.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry, then my number was not correct. But yeah, you can consider that. And I guess we still have time to think about it.
Yeah. But yeah, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, exactly. All right, then looking at my team. So I had a decent week, made quite a jump from around 1.11 million or something to 372k. Flecken bland. I actually think why I went with Flecken with the way Brentford are conceding the goals. Here I'd raise my hand and say maybe I got influenced a lot by what was being discussed in Twitter. I still don't think Flecken is the worst choice, but the way Brentford is defending, I don't know if I would have ended up on Flecken if I paid more notice. Then Gabriel blanked, very strange for Arsenal to blank, but in a way, I think it did favor me a bit because I didn't have double Arsenal defense. So even though the clean sheet swiped out, but somehow favored me, though it came at the expense of you, Michael. So sorry for that.
That's okay.
And then Trent, 8-pointer. The reason why I can't even think about selling Trent at the moment, though he's strongly being considered by the community to be sold with Liverpool's tough fixture run and also with Alisson's injury now. But I'd rather wait and see how Liverpool performs in these tougher games. And he's the highest point scoring defender, if I'm not wrong. So at least he has the highest XG, IXA and everything. So that too, not just in the defenders, but in pretty much a lot of midfielders and forwards. He is lying there as the only defender in that list. So I don't think I'll sell him soon. And then Lewis, at least he got an assist, even though City somehow find a way to concede a goal and not keep the clean sheet. And let's see how long it goes. Semenyo Bland against Leicester, a strange one indeed. Leicester kept a clean sheet and won the game 1-0, which was not what I was expecting. Saka captaincy choice worked well this time. Saka got 16 points, which was great. Diaz was on bench. We had discussed this. We were expecting this because of the midweek involvement of Diaz in the Champions League. So it was not a surprise, but I still kept him in because I think Diaz could have done more in the 20-30 minutes than anyone on my bench. So, and basically he matched my bench even in like 10-15 minutes. So it was not completely wrong. Then Mbeumo always trying to find that goal. So great for us. I don't know why teams are not learning to defend against Brentford in the early minutes. Like they always seem to get this goal in the early minutes. And I hope that continues for us at least. Then Haaland blank. Let's hope it doesn't continue anymore. Jackson blank and Solanke with the 5-pointer. With Solanke, it's becoming more and more interesting. When we wildcarded, it felt like Solanke is the best pick to go for in Spurs team, but doesn't look like that anymore because it seems like he's playing more of that Kane role where he's dropping deep and making space for the wingers to get in and score the goals. So would be also interesting how it bodes well for Son because Richarlison is someone who didn't do that, and which is why Son's performance always went down in the last season when he didn't play as the center forward. Now with Solanke, Son did play on the left and Solanke in the center, but that was I think just 1 or 2 games. So maybe Solanke didn't settle until then. But now he seems more settled in. I think Son could be a great option going forward. Right
He's
then.
actually, I think, dropping in price again. So he's 9.9. He might go down to 9.8, which is, I think, a bargain. If what you're saying, ends up happening. And just to go back on your team from this week, I mean, you're the only one of us who has Mbeumo, and he got 8 points, even though Brentford scored 5 goals. So, I mean, were you expecting more? Because, I mean, he scored only the penalty, which was a bit confusing for me. Are you happy with his 8 points, or like, were you like, oh, damn, I want more?
So basically, if I look at the 5 returns, then definitely I expect more goals from Mbeumo. But then if I think about how much I expect him from week in, week out, I think 8 to 10 pointer is more than enough looking at his price. But yes, like the reasoning behind me getting him was that I consider him to be the talisman in the Brentford team. So when Brentford score 5 goals, I do expect that he'd be getting at least 2 or 3 returns. But even if he continues getting just 1 return a week, that's more than enough for me. All right, then looking at my first team, I haven't changed too much yet. I do have some decisions to make in terms of the low budget options. For example, Mikolenko, I think Everton's defensive numbers are improving quite a lot, but he was injured last week, though it turns out to be a very minor injury and he should be back. So I think Everton as a defense is better, but then Greaves or even Southampton have a much better fixture. So I'll have to see about that. By the way, Dibbling is not going to play against his own team, so that's definitely wrong there. I think they are facing Ipswich or
No,
who are they?
Southampton are playing versus Leicester.
Yeah, Southampton is playing against Leicester. That's true. So I think Leicester already showed that they may not be the team to target, even though they are still, like, if you look at the open box chances conceded, shots on target and everything, they are still down below. But I still think the experience they have in their team, they can defend well. So maybe not Dibbling, but between Greaves and Mikolenko, I'll have to think about. And if Mikolenko is still injured, then it makes my choice easy. But let's see. But other than that, Gabriel, Trent, Lewis are pretty much fixed. Like in goalless, that's the only goalkeeper I have. Though you never know which United turns up, so there could be a clean sheet for him. Then Saka with the vice captain tag, Diaz, Mbeumo, Haaland, Jackson, Solanke. Haaland captain, no doubts about it. Haaland has a great record against Wolves. I just hope he builds up on that. And
So
I
looking-
have Yeah, I have 2 transfers. I am waiting on that news for Saka. If he's even out for just 1 game week, I might punt on Foden. I'm actually considering Foden quite strongly, even without Saka's news. I think I mentioned in our chat as well before the video. I think Foden at the moment has not got the attention that he may deserve after playing Wolves and Southampton. And these are really the fixtures to target. And I think from the last game, he played 77 minutes. He also played for England in the international break. So fitness may not be a problem for him. So I'm strongly considering him actually.
Interesting. Good luck on City.
Yeah.
Nice. I guess let's wait and see for Saka. Hopefully he's fine, but
Another thing could be we might get some news on Diaz. I don't see him not starting, but the problem with Diaz is Gakpo is actually so good. So, like, Slot could easily play Gakpo in that role and rest Diaz because he would be coming after playing the international. And that case wouldn't necessarily happen with Jota because there is still a significant drop between Jota and Darwin Nunez, who is his replacement. So there we have to wait for the news and hope Diaz starts, because I think if Diaz starts, he could be a good option against Chelsea. Because so far what I'm seeing from Diaz's data, it feels like he tends to do well against teams who come out and attack. But the ones who sit back and drop deep, there maybe Jota is a better option. So I think Chelsea would come out in the attack. As we already discussed, Chelsea attacking wise are quite good, but defensively they are still making the mistakes. So I feel like their strategy is to get as many goals and over score the opponent. So Diaz could have a good game.
interesting theory. Yeah. Michael, you were saying something?
No, like with Saka, like for example, if he didn't have this potential injury, would he still be considered a sell for the next 3 games after this game weeks?
But they're playing Liverpool, Newcastle,
Us.
and Chelsea, right?
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we've said it at the beginning. I think Saka is fixture proof. He returned every single game except for the Leicester where he got his assist chalked off as an own goal. Even versus City, he only played 1/2 and he got 4 points. But yeah, I'm looking at his stats now. 12, 6, 6, 7, 4, 3, 16. So he's performing at a high level. I think I would personally say he's not a sub because he's one of the few players like Haaland and maybe Palmer and Salah that are fixture proofs. But that's maybe I'm biased. I'm an Arsenal fan. But what do you have to say about that?
I do agree with you with Saka being fixture proof, but I think fixture proof in terms of the floor that he has. Like his floor wouldn't go below 6-7 points, but I think not in terms of the ceiling that he can achieve. I think in that term of fixture proof, in terms of the ceiling, I only see Haaland and Palmer, even not Salah this season with the role he seems to be playing, like not coming in as much as one would want him to be. So at the moment, I just see Palmer and Haaland as the players who can get a 20-pointer against any of the teams. But with Saka, I feel he would get those double-digit returns, like the big ones, like 16-pointer that he got last week against the lower table teams. But with these fixtures that he has coming, he could get 7 to 8-pointer, but may not be those ceilings. And so I think this season, you have to make a decision on how you want to play this game. Like whether you want to rotate your premium players quite a bit or whether you want to rotate your other mid-price players. And uh, both strategies could work well. But if you have to catch those big hits, like the one with Palmer, 25-pointer, there you can only catch it by being on the right premium, because I don't think any player other than Palmer, Saka, Haaland, Salah are the ones who give us those 20, 25 pointers. And I have a feeling Foden, because of the fixtures, could maybe do that. All right, then I guess we reviewed our teams. We discussed a few players. That's it from our side. I hope everyone liked watching our videos. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.